Hello, this is another episode of Moraine Reads, and this is the second in a series of three about poetry in long form fiction. My first example was Gwendolyn Brooks' Maud Martha. My second is, again, set in Chicago, Sandra Cisneros, The House on Mango Street. And it is about a house and houses. It's also about neighbors, and it's a young girl's view of what um, a neighborhood is and how people make homes out of houses. And I'm just going to pick three of the short chapters to read. The first is Gills Furniture, bought and sold. There is a junk store. An old man owns it. We bought a used refrigerator from him once, and Carlos sold him a box of magazines for $1. The store is small, with just a dirty window for light. He doesn't turn on the lights, unless you got the money to buy things with. So in the dark, we look and see all kinds of things. Me and Nenny. Tables with their feet upside down, and rows of refrigerators with round corners and couches that spin dust in the air when you punch them, and 100 TVs that don't work, probably. Everything is on top of everything, so the whole store has skinny aisles to walk through. You can get lost easy. The owner, he's a black man who doesn't talk much, and sometimes, if you don't know better, you could be in there a long time before your eyes notice a pair of gold glasses floating in the dark. Nenny, who thinks she is smart and talks to any old man, asks a lot of questions. Me? I never said nothing to him, except once when I bought the Statue of Liberty for $0.10. But Nenny, I hear her asking one time, "How's this here?" And the man says, "This is a music box." And I turn around in quick thinking he means a pretty box with flowers painted on it and a ballerina inside. Only there's nothing like that where the old man is pointing. Just a wood box that's old and got a big brass record in it with holes. Then he starts it up, and all sorts of things start happening. It's like all of a sudden he let go a million moths all over the dusty furniture and the swan neck shadows and in our bones. It's like drops of water, or like marimbas, only with a funny little pluck sound to it, as if you were running your fingers across the teeth of a metal comb. And then, I don't know why, but I have to turn around and pretend I don't care about the box so Nenny won't see how stupid I am. But Nenny, who is stupider, already is asking how much, and I can see her fingers going through the quarters in her pants pockets. "This," the old man says, shutting the lid, "this ain't for sale." Meme Ortiz. Meme Ortiz moved into Kathy's house after her family moved away. His name really isn't Meme. His name is Juan. But when we asked him what his name was, he said Meme. And that's what everybody calls him, except his mother. Meme has a dog with gray eyes, a sheepdog with two names, one in English, one in Spanish. The dog is big, like a man dressed in a dog suit, and runs the same way its owner does, clumsy and wild, with the limbs flopping all over the place like untied shoes. Kathy's father built the house me moved into. It is wooden. Inside, the floor slant. Some rooms uphill, some down. And there are no closets. Out front, there are 21 steps, all lopsided and jutting like crooked teeth. Made that way on purpose, Kathy said, so the rain will slide off. And when Meme's mama calls from the doorway, Meme goes scrambling up the 21 wooden stairs with a dog with two names scrambling after him. Around the backyard is mostly dirt and a greasy bunch of boards that used to be a garage. But what you remember most is the tree, huge, with fat arms and mighty families of squirrels in the higher branches. All around the neighborhood of roofs, black tarred and A-framed, and in their gutters, the balls that never came back down to earth. Down at the base of the tree, the dog with two names barks into the empty air. And there at the end of the block, looking smaller still, our house, with its feet tucked in like under a cat. This is the tree we chose for the first annual Tarzan jumping contest. Meme won and broke both arms. Lastly, there was no woman. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. Rosa Vargas's kids are too many and too much. It's not her fault, you know, except she is their mother and only one against so many. They are bad, those Vargases. And how can they help it with only one mother who is tired all the time from buttoning and bottling and babying and who cries every day for the man who left without even $1 for bologna or a note explaining how come? The kids bend trees and bounce between cars and dangle upside down from their knees and almost break like fancy museum vases you can't replace. They think it is funny. They are without respect for all things living, including themselves. But after a while, you get tired of being worried about kids who aren't even yours. One day, they are playing chicken on Mr. Benny's roof. Mr. Benny says, "Hey, ain't you kids no better than to be swinging up there? Come down. You come down right now." And they just spit. See, that's what I mean. No wonder everybody gave up. Just stopped looking out when little Ephraim chipped his buck tooth on a parking meter and didn't even stop Refugia from getting her head stuck between two slats in the back gate. And nobody looked up, not once, the day Angel Vargas learned to fly and dropped from the skies like a sugar donut, just like a falling star, and exploded down to earth without even an oh. This is another episode of Moraine Reads. That's an example of prose poetry in long-term fiction. And my name is Joe from the library. Thank you for listening. Keep on reading. Bye-bye.